So this video, we're doing Lizard Island up to Cape York, part of the whole over the top of this massive continent of Australia. But anyway, we went from Lizard Island up Ladd's Passage, which is a little shortcut up the Barrier Reef, into Cape Grenville, then to Escape River, through the Albany Passage, Cape York and Thursday Island. Passing Coquet Island, C-O-Q-U-E-T, how do you say it? It's got a little lighthouse there, very flat island, and that's why they put a lighthouse. You don't want to go over that at night. You wouldn't see it at all. Not that you can see much at night, but just my thoughts. Yeah, going along nicely. Downwind up to Ninian Bay. Hey, got all excited for a second there. Looked to port and I saw Table Mountain. Bit lower, but very similar shape. Table Mountain, Queensland, Australia. But we're just arrived Ninian Bay. It's a little overnight stop on our way up to the top of Australia. Had a great passage, nice downwind, 15 knots all the way.
Another nice beautiful day.
And a great day. Elliot put us onto the anchor mark perfectly. All good. Anchored down. Cheers.
Cheers.
Passage beer. Got the crew working hard, yeah? Elliot has volunteered to do all the stainless steel polishing. Good luck. I'm having a passage beer. Alright. But let me show you Ninian Bay. So this is it. There's absolutely bugger all here. It's just a massive open bay. It's all about 2 meters deep, so we're in shallow water. There are crocodiles here, so we can't even swim here. And yeah, so in this murky water, so I'm not going to stick my toe in there. Elliot wants to go for a swim. And that's Ninian Bay, overnight stop. They never get old. Another sunset. Sunset over Ninian Bay. Somewhere far North Queensland. Look at that. 7 a.m. departure from Ninian Bay on the 3rd of June 2024. Yeah, Ninian Bay, it's just an anchorage. There is nothing else here, absolutely nothing. That is all a nature reserve there, so there's nothing on shore for many miles. And yeah, we're moving north. We're going to do an overnight passage, heading up to Cape Grenville, I think it is, and that's 180 miles away. So we've got some sailing to do. Good morning. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're sailing up Ladd's Passage. It's like a shortcut up the Barrier Reef, and in the middle of nowhere you get this isolated danger buoy out there, and just marking some shallow water. But quite crazy to get it in the middle of absolutely nothing. You've got this isolated danger buoy, and if we look on the chart, I'll show you where it is. There it is there. So you can see there's the danger buoy. We over there, we're just going past it now. And if I zoom out, you can see the Great Barrier Reef. So all that green there, that is the outer border of the Great Barrier Reef. Beyond that, you can see it drops to 2,000 meters depth. So it goes from 20 meters to 1,146 meters to 2,000 meters. That's a massive continental shelf drop off. So it's the Irish pot, and look at that. It's a proper pile of food.
Not starving on this trip.
No, we've probably got a pot of food there that's good for 3 meals, 3 dinners. We'll see how we go. So it's 10 to 12 at night, my night watch. I'm on the 10 till 1 in the morning shift. But yeah, going up what we call Ladd's Passage. It's like a shortcut through the Great Barrier Reef. And it's well marked by the Aussies. They've marked the channels. You can see there's a light there. That's a starboard marker. there's a special marker there so you don't go over that little reef. So there's lights, and I can see all these lights dead ahead of me, and this one obviously a bit to port. So I'm navigating through the reefs using the markers, and obviously using this the Navionics maps. So far so good, haven't hit anything yet. So you can see what we're navigating through. That's the outer reef, that's the Great Barrier Reef, the outside of it. And this is the inner reefs, all the little reefs. So we're dodging between all these little reefs, trying to get up to the top of this point of Australia, the northernmost point. And man, you've got to be wide awake at night. You definitely don't get tired on your night shift, because you're watching reefs, all you can see at night is black, and all these little green lights and red lights and white lights flashing, and you've got to know what each little light is and identify it on the chart. Make sure you're on the correct side of the light, otherwise you're going to run into some strife, as in rock. Good morning, 5th of June. We are sailing up through the Great Barrier Reef, and on the chart plotter behind me you can see the kind of stuff we've had all night. It's been going through little passages and channels like that between reefs. I'll show you now what that reef looks like on the outside. Yeah, it's been interesting. It's kept us awake, but it's actually quite fun. Navigating through all the buoys, the lights, the channels, and calling on all your navigational and sailing skills to set your sails to get through these narrow channels. It's been quite a few sail changes through the night. And this is what it looks like. We're on the quite close to the port side of this channel. That's the marker there, and marking that reef. You can see the island in the background. The island's got a reef, you can just see the reef surrounding it, and you don't want to go beyond that light. You then come to a grinding halt. More little rocky outcrops. So at night time, without these lights, with not so good charts, you'd probably run aground. And here we are at Cape Grenville. It's quite a big peninsula that sticks out into the Barrier Reef area. Lots of little islands. Yeah, Cape Grenville, beautiful beaches, but those beaches have got crocodiles on them. So anyway, I decided to go for a paddle, and you can see there's a bit of urgency in my paddle here. I was backing myself to be able to out paddle or outrun a croc. And then I stopped for a photograph, but I was quickly back on the boat.
Here's Brandon enjoying a nice warm shower.
It's lukewarm, but it's good. To be honest, it's not that cold out here, but it is good. It's a luxury. Thank you. Sun setting here over Cape Grenville. Very close now to the top of Australia, northernmost tip. Good morning, it's the 5th of June. We're leaving Cape Grenville Bay. Just my little morning rant. We were departing, we got this yacht in front of us who has his anchor light on still, so he's also departed. We're trying to find which way he's going. He's got his anchor light on, so we've got no clue which way he's going. There's no navigation lights. And yeah, so we're trying to dodge him. And we didn't know he was moving because he had his anchor light on, so we were thinking, well, we're never getting close to this boat, so be careful of boats. He also hasn't got AIS, so he's really not doing much for seamanship. But anyway, I might radio him up and ask him to turn on his navigation lights. I'll try to show you now, maybe you can see in the dark. Okay, so there he is there. He's just off to our port side. And you can see it's all white lights, so there's no red or green. I don't know which way he's going, I don't know which side of him I am. There's our navigation light. You can see the red light, that's on my bow, so it's my port side. There's Charlie over there with his
anchor lights on, and he's anchored, but he's moving at 7 knots. So it's first light now, and we start seeing this guy. We've come up alongside him. So he's actually, it's just confusing. You can see he's got a green starboard bow light, which is correct. He's got a stern light at the back, which is correct. He's got a masthead light halfway up, white light, which is correct. The problem is he's got his anchor light on at the top, and that just confuses the hell out of everything. So he's at anchor and he's mode free. Must have one hell of a long chain. And he's also got his underwater blue lights on, which is quite impressive. So yeah, a bit of a Christmas tree effect, and very confusing.
Yeah, and another challenge is the shipping traffic. You can see all the ships coming over the top of the tip of Australia here, and they follow the shipping channels, which we also have to follow because there's reefs all over the place. Anyway, some dolphins the next day to calm us down. So sails are down, we've dropped the sails, we're coming into the Escape River. We're going to anchor around about here somewhere. Got to go around sharp points, so we've got to be sharp. And I'll show you where we are aiming for. There you can see, that's the point there we're trying to get in on. That's the river entrance down there. And as long as we stay in the channel, we'll be fine. Coming into Escape River, lots and lots of nothingness. Goes miles up the river there, and more nothingness. Probably some crocodiles, but that's it. We're going to anchor down right over there somewhere. Hey, anchored down. Cheers.
Cheers.
Escape River. How was that trip?
That was a long but beautiful day.
It was a long day. We started at 5 in the morning and we've just got here now. It's 5 in the afternoon. Took a little bit of a second attempt to anchor down. So we dropped probably on grass, wouldn't grip. We had to lift the anchor, move around to another spot, drop the anchor again. But yeah, that's anchoring. That is our new friends. We met them in Lizard Island, Porter and I. It's a German boat, and we sailed pretty much most of the way together, and there they are coming into anchor. Looks like right next to us. So we're leaving the Escape River. We anchored over there where that yacht is down there. They got anchor problems, I think, trying to lift the anchor. I have radioed to ask them if they need help, but there's been no reply, so not too sure. Dario on Mayika. So we are heading out of the Escape River. We're heading up to the Albany channel, which is a narrow channel. You'll see it soon. And pop around the corner to Cape York. Hopefully anchor down there and go stand on the very northern tip of Australia. This is the plan today. But this is coming out of the Escape River into the open sea. Beautiful morning. Unusually low winds for this area, so it's all good. And coming up to the Albany Passage. Coming up to the Albany Passage, it's there's a yacht Barn Mai again approaching. And there's another view, and you can just see in the distance another boat also approaching. So get a video closer. Yeah, you can see we're approaching the Albany Passage on the chart. There we come, the red triangle. And it's a narrow, it's probably about 200 meters wide. and about 3 nautical miles, about 5 kilometers long. Here we go. What a day, we've got perfect conditions. And coming up to the Albany Channel, we've got Barn Mai, German boat we've met. They're just ahead of us, and that is the channel down there. It is, as I said, 100 meters wide and about 5 kilometers, 3 miles long. So once again, here's the currents. You can see it there, a little bit of a current line. It was really interesting. Straight ahead of us. Look at that. There's current ripping through there. Little stopper waves. So we're going to turn sharp to starboard soon to go up through the channel over there and avoid that current. So you don't want to be coming through here at night because you wouldn't see that. That is just pure current. And you would be spun in all sorts of directions there with a nice little rocky shoreline there. Even the helicopter is interested in that current. Probably looking at us and thinking, idiots. Alright, we're in it. We're in the Albany Channel. There it goes. 3 miles through there. Awesome little beach in the middle of the channel. That's Albany Island there. And on the left is mainland Australia, almost at the tip. And not quite sure, but I think we are leaving the Pacific Ocean behind. And I stand corrected, but I think we're entering the Arafura Sea, which is part of the Indian Ocean. Not sure, but I think it's just the Arafura Sea. In other words, we're taking the shortcut through the Torres Straits. But that is leaving the Pacific Ocean behind. Cheers Pacific, it's been a long way and it's been fantastic. I'll be back. Little settlement here on Albany Island. Yeah, very peaceful. I'm sure they've seen some rough weather. And then what's interesting, look at that speed. We're doing 8.3 knots actual movement over the planet, over the face of the planet. But if we look at our speed through the water, we are only doing 5 knots. So we've got 3.5 knots of current flowing through here. And the theory, well, not the theory, if you're on a rising tide, in other words a flooding tide, the current moves through in this direction, and on a ebbing tide, you know, there's tide going out, the current flows the other way. So we had to get the tide correct to make sure we come in through on a flood tide. Otherwise we would be exactly the opposite. We would be fighting the current, and we would probably be doing about 2 knots trying to fight the current. Interesting passage. I can safely say this is the first time this boat has ever done 8.5 knots with no sails up and the engine idling along or rumbling along at 1,800 revs. That's incredible. Speed for free. And that's it. That's the Albany passage from the west. And far distance, Pacific. There's our island. Here we come. So we through the channel. Let me show you the Albany Passage. There's the Albany Passage, Pacific Ocean, through the passage into the Arafura Sea. There is the tip of Australia, where we're looking to go anchor down over there and go visit the tip of Australia. But very close to the very, very top of Australia. Let me just show you how big this bloody continent is. Far too big. That is Australia. We're right at the top of it, and we have come from that little dot over there. We spent about 3 weeks now and longer crawling up this coast to get to the top. At freaking last. And there we have it. The very top tip of Australia. We're going to go around the back of that anchor down and take a walk onto the top tip of Australia, Cape York. And getting towards the tip of Australia, Cape York. We've come ashore on the boats over there, Bon Mai and Vento del Mar out there. And the tip of Australia is just over this little hill. That's where we've come from. That is the Albany passage. Sailed through there. Long, yeah, unusually calm day again. Look at the sea, unbelievable. Normally it's 30-40 knots, absolute raging torrent. But all good today. And on the walk to the Cape York tip, they've got this wagon wheel showing distances. Johannesburg made me a bit homesick. 11,800 kilometers as the crow flies. Car park for Cape York. Started the walk to the point. These bikers hired their bikes in Cairns. They've taken 7 days off-road to get up here, and they're on their way back. Some guys go back by motorbike, we're going back by dinghy, and then across now to Thursday Island, leaving Cape York. So we're nearing Thursday Island, Horn Island. We're coming in here, we're going to go through there, and we're going to try and anchor either at Thursday Island over there, or in this little channel here by Horn Island. It's a much of a muchness. They say Horn Island, this one is better. Decisions to be made when we get there. Let's just get into this, between all these islands. Wednesday Island, Thursday Island, Horn Island, Prince of Wales Island. Coming up to Thursday Island, Horn Island. Amazing watercolour here. It's like a turquoise, which means there's a sandy bottom. Wind is extremely light, the jibber's not interested. It's just fluttering away. We're going to roll that up soon and motor into the anchorage at either Horn Island or Thursday Island. This top of Aussie's border with Asia, and that might be the Australian Border Force plane keeping an eye on us. These bloody South Africans getting into our waters. Earlier taking us into Thursday Island anchorage. So we've got two options here, either across there, you can see there's some yachts over there, that's Horn Island, or we can anchor across this side of the water at Thursday Island. Thursday Island is the bigger town. It's got I think it's probably got more chance of a bar and a burger and a beer. So with the prevailing calm conditions, we're going to try this side at Thursday Island, and that's Thursday Island. Big radio mast on top. So at the ferry dock, one of the fishermen caught this. I just had to get a photo with it. So it's a giant trevally, a GT trophy fish. Catching the ferry across to Thursday Island from Horn Island. busy little dock. So Thursday Island, a fascinating place, a lot of European history and also obviously a lot of Aboriginal history. It's an interesting time we had exploring Thursday Island. Coming up to the fort, the top of Thursday Island, the old World War II forts, I think, where they defended the islands from against the Japanese invasion. Okay, correction. It was built before the Second World War. I'm sure they used it during the Second World War. This is Thursday Island town. Across the water where the yacht is moored is Horn Island. And over there is Prince of Wales Island. Someone doing a very fancy air tour. Yeah, the Aussies were pretty nervous. They got big cannons all over the place. What they were nervous about, but well fortified. That's the whole fort. You can see another cannon in the distance up there, and most of this under here is tunnels. We were in that earlier, tunnels and sort of dungeons. So day after tomorrow we sail out through that gap there into the Arafura Sea on the way to Darwin. And hopefully no one gets excited with this gun, and we don't need any shrapnel chasing us. So they cool down here in Thursday Island. Fire department comes and just sprays, and the kids are having an absolute party. Every kid's dream. Obviously got water to burn, yeah? And we are here. We're gonna cool down at Australia's top pub, the Torres Hotel. Burger and a beer afternoon. And it's washing day, stomping day, and clean my feet day.
And get exercise.
What's that?
Exercise.
My exercise for the day.
ทุกๆคนบ่ลงแล้วมาสิลงเล่นน้ำเบิ่งดูพุ่นน่ะโตบักใหญ่นึงพุ่นน่ะเอ็ดเล่นอยู่ I'm not going in the water in Australia anymore. He's walking now. Heอยาก go in the water.
Oh, you see you.
Don't come in this way. I eat you. You know that?